I have the true privilege to present the real up-to-date man of the hour, the next Governor of the state of Virginia, Marshall Coleman. Marshall Coleman.
This is Don Roberts, and that moment was about the closest these 300 or so Legionnaires came to making Republican Marshall Coleman feel welcome at this convention. Coleman tied almost his entire address to Reagan administration policies and their effect on Virginia.
Nothing will be gained if just when Washington is cutting back on government, we add more government here. Nothing will be added if just when Washington is cutting spending, we add spending here. Nothing will be gained if Washington is cutting taxes and we add taxes.
One particular point that did not sit well with Wilbur Walker and many other veterans was Coleman's position on the draft.
First, I thought candidate Robb, coming out very strongly for the draft, suddenly struck a favorable chord with the American Legionnaires. Coleman said he would only do so if the president decided that would be the course to be followed.
No endorsement for either candidate will come out of this convention, but with almost 660,000 veterans in Virginia, 35,000 in the Legion, both candidates Robb and Coleman could not pass up the opportunity to at least try and make a favorable impression. At the American Legion Convention in Norfolk, Don Roberts, The Daily News.
If the state is conducting a war against crime, crime is winning. That from Republican gubernatorial candidate Marshall Coleman, who once again pushed for uniform sentencing at an airport news conference.
Our current system of sentencing doesn't adequately deter criminals. It doesn't ensure the lawbreakers of certain punishment, nor does it see to it that criminals who do go to jail actually stay there and serve their full term.
The Coleman plan establishes guidelines, so persons who commit similar crimes receive similar sentences, abolishes discretionary parole and early release, establishes mandatory minimum sentences for violent crimes and repeat offenders, mandates 1-year parole after release of a felony conviction, and establishes alternatives to imprisonment for nonviolent offenders. According to Coleman, that plan is far superior to his opponent Chuck Robb's crime program, which Coleman says amounts to rhetoric and offers no solution to the problem.
Mr. Robb's position is one that ought to cost him the vote of every Virginian who is tired of reading about or being victimized by criminals, by lenient judges, and by early parole.
Coleman admits his proposal might put more people in Virginia's already capacity-filled prisons and jails, but he says he'd rather have overcrowding in the prisons than criminals on the street. In Norfolk, Mike Deason, The Daily News.